Back in 1993, the WWF was at its cartoony peak. They had stars such as Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, Tatanka, the Million Dollar Man Ted DiBiase, and Macho Man Randy Savage. And to play like that, if you wanted action that looked a little bit like this, then you needed to look no further than WWF Royal Rumble on the Super Nintendo. This was released on the 8th of June 1993, and it was a superior sequel to WWF Super WrestleMania that was released a year earlier. There are 4 modes in this game. There is 1-on-1, Tag Team, Triple Tag Team and Royal Rumble. More on that a little later. They can all be played in either 1 or 2 player, and as a 1-fall exhibition match, a brawl, which is no rules, and as a tournament, except in the case of the 3-man tag. In this game there are 12 wrestlers playable from the get-go. There are Macho Man Randy Savage, Mr. Perfect, The Undertaker, Bret the Hitman Hart, Tatanka, there's Crush, we've got Ric Flair, we've got Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, Yokozuna, the narcissist Lex Luger, and the Million Dollar Man Ted DiBiase. If you leave the controller for long enough on the character select screen, you get some 16-bit MIDI reworkings of the wrestlers' theme tunes. Here is Ric Flair's, and then Crush's for an example. As the matches start, you will see they are very similar to Super WrestleMania from the year previous. The grapples are won by button mashing and winning the seesaw gauge at the top of the screen. The healthier your opponent, the harder it is to pull off those big moves. There's no commentary in the match as such, but you'll see you've got Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan sat in the back there, and the crowd get involved by stamping their feet if it's a bit of a boring match. The matches can spill to the outside as well, and you've got to the count of the referee's 10 to get back into the ring. There's the usual array of suplexes, body slams, atomic drops, backbreakers and jumps off the top ropes to be able to put your opponent down for that free count. When your opponent is outside and they're getting counted to 10, as usual in WWF, the referee could take a ref bump. This involves running against the referee and knocking him down for the count. Then when your opponent gets up off the mat, you can engage in some choking and some eye gouging, a bit like Hulk Hogan back in the 80s. Bobby the Brain always did say he was a bad one. Then when the energy's down far enough and you can get the bar all the way to the left hand side, using the right shoulder button, you can do the finishing manoeuvres, which gives you the opportunity to pin them. Then when you've got them down for the free count, the bell goes, the Fink comes into the ring and awards you the match. The second game mode on offer on WWF Royal Rumble is a triple tag team match. This can be 1 or 2 player, it could be 1 fall or 2 a brawl, and you select the difficulty and select your wrestlers. You get the card for the day coming up, so Razor Ramon, Yokozuna and the narcissist Lex Luger against Ted DiBiase, Macho Man and Mr. Perfect. In this mode it's much the same as a 1 player, the same ring applies, except your partner is on the left hand side or right hand side depending what player you are, and if your energy runs out you can go and tag them. As it's a triple threat match, you can change the character stood on the outside by using the select button on your console. As seen here where Crush is changing into Ric Flair. All the same game mechanics apply, you can chuck them to the outside, but this time your friend comes down and helps you beat them to a pulp outside. Again, you've just got to beat the 10 count. Now there isn't a tournament mode in the triple tag team, So it's just a one-on-one, or you can beat your mate up as well. This is the brawl mode that we're playing now, so in essence you've got to get all the energy down, perform a move like that, and your opponent submits. The last one we're going to talk about here is the Royal Rumble, the 12-man over-the-top rope battle royal. Start off with 2 people and you've got to be the last man standing at the end. So we're going to fast forward some of these bits as you'll see in the recordings. The easiest way to chuck them out over the top rope is to perform a hip toss when your opponent is running back towards you. As you can see, the ring soon fills up, and as we rejoin the action, there's a maximum of six people in the ring. It can get a bit hectic, there's no rules, so you can choke and you can eye gouge as well. As you see in the flashing green there with Ric Flair as you were attempting a suplex there, it means they're ready for their finishing manoeuvre, in this case the $1 Million Man's $1 Million Dream. Once you've done this, another way that you can chuck them out is by grappling with them and atomic dropping them out of the ring like that. So we'll fast forward now until the final couple. So we're down to the final 4 now, so there's Bret Hart and Macho Man Randy Savage, Razor Ramon and Ted DiBiase. So as you can see, the easiest way to chuck people out is over the top rope as they're running towards you. So as we come to the end of this second Royal Rumble I wanted to show you, you were down to Razor Ramon and Bret Hart. I just wanted to show you this for the another nice little feature you get in Royal Rumble. After you finish the Royal Rumble and you win it, you get this nice little ending screen. This ending screen, it shows you when you entered the Royal Rumble, how many people you threw out at what times, and it shows you from 2nd, 3rd, 4th all the way down to 12th, which I think is a nice little touch. So there was 2 versions of this game that was released. There was Royal Rumble for the Snes, but also Royal Rumble for the Mega Drive. Now these were released 3 months apart from each other, so there are slight differences in the roster. So whereas the Super Nintendo version has got Ric Flair, Mr. Perfect, Ted DiBiase, Yokozuna and Tatanka, the Mega Drive or Genesis version has got Hulk Hogan, IRS, Jim Duggan, the model Rick Martel and Papa Shango. Overall, the Super Nintendo version of Royal Rumble is one of my favourite games of all time. I remember opening this up on Christmas Day 1993 when my brother got Mortal Kombat, I got WWF Royal Rumble, and I was very happy with my choice, especially since the SNES version of Mortal Kombat didn't have any blood. Could it have been better? Could it have unlockables? Could it have a tournament mode? Yes, but for a young 13-year-old Phil, I was very happy. See you next time for the next Noob review.